All right. Well, it's another Whiskey Wednesday upon us. We're getting into summertime, getting hot. Double B brought a bottle over tonight, and we're gonna let him tell you about it.
Yeah, it's not interesting. And I don't know a heck of a lot about it, but the best thing about it is that
let's start with what it's called.
it was free.
All
It's
right.
bottle of Basil Hayden,
Basil Hayden, not toasted or anything. It's just
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey,
so
straight up. And my um, sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, actually came over for my kid's graduation, handed me that bottle. So, why not? Take it.
Why not?
So I had a little sip of it Monday night, and it was just okay. I guess I've been spoiled here with you guys bringing all these good bourbons along. So when I had a little sip of that, I was like, oh, it's okay. The little spice to it, a little more than I had expected. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
So as far as any details, you seem to know a little bit more about the mash bill and how long they let the stuff sit. I did see on the side of the bottle, so it was interesting. It says finished with dried fruit. I don't know if you saw that on the side.
I didn't see that.
so Basil Hayden is actually a great beginner in bourbon. What is it, about 90 proof each?
80.
80 proof.
Yeah.
So the 80 proof Basil Hayden's a fantastic beginner in bourbon, and it actually doesn't taste bad for 80 proof. Has a good flavor. What do you think for 80 proof?
Yeah, I mean it's one of the call it a gateway bourbon. It's a Jim Beam product. They make it right there at their distillery in Claremont. It is supposed to be a beginner's bourbon, basically. For somebody who doesn't think they like bourbon, give them this and they might like bourbon. It is 80 proof, so it's definitely watered down from what it is in the barrel. But that's so they can make more of it and again, serve it to the people who are beginner drinkers. So yeah, but it's good to get back to the basics every once in a while, right? Yeah, it's like doing a front kick in karate class, right?
What's a front kick?
Yeah, you did it 1,000 times. You never forgot how to do it, but it's good to do it. So it's good to get back to Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden actually is pretty decent. They have a lot of different styles of Basil Hayden. So you have a toasted.
Yeah.
Come on, being it out down here and say,
oh, there's a Caribbean dark rye.
You good? I don't know.
Not bad. Not bad.
Sorry, I don't
You know what I haven't seen is a high proof Basil Hayden. I've never seen a Basil Hayden with like a barrel strength. And I think that's again the brand is supposed to be a lighter beginner type of brand. They're kind of known for them.
Well, if you're looking at it, I mean, it's a lighter color in the bottle, but it's not super light. I mean, it's hard to get the other glass there. Okay?
It looks, smells, and tastes like a bourbon.
So 80 proof is not our style. Well, we're gonna try it anyway.
Well, so I do like the mash bill, and if this was a higher proof, probably pretty tasty.
I like the taste. I like everything about it. It's just kind of that further mellow, kind of like not so much watered down, just down.
It's probably a lot of work, but
yeah.
look, it's a high rye mash bill, so that's always a good thing. So it's 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley. So that goes back to Basil Hayden Sr., who is really sort of known as the master of the high rye mash bill. So funny story, his son took over for him when he passed away, and he was using his recipe, and he made what was the first bottles then of Old Grandad. Okay, and it's actually Basil Hayden Sr.'s picture on the bottle of Old Grandad. That's who that is.
Oh,
I wondered.
did not
Yeah. So Fun fact here, I know you guys all
So
like.
Basil Hayden's been around for 1,000,000 years.
Yeah, he goes back to the 18th century. Yes.
So they're talking about he was a rye farmer and they moved to Kentucky to make bourbon.
Yeah, and of course, he used the rye because he knew the rye. He knew how to make the rye. He was good with the rye, but he was the first guy to really use at least a higher rye content in his bourbon. But yeah, he's one of the founding fathers of bourbon for sure.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know what? I'd say it's actually for 80 proof, it's a pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean it's and if you compare it to just 80 proof Jim Beam, it definitely it's definitely better.
Yeah, it has a nice sweet flowery.
Yeah, I like
flowery
that.
ball right.
It being finished in that dry fruit really add a nice little flavor to it.
Yeah, that I didn't know that. And I'm kind of wondering what that even means. Where did you see that on the label?
Stick there,
Look that up.
right around here, it says. Right there.
Okay, so let's take a look at that because I'm not aware of this. So it says finish dried fruit. Okay,
No, this is not a barrel pick, isn't it?
I think what they mean by that is that that's the finish on the whiskey. They're not saying it was finished in dry fruit. Because it says notes. It says
Right, yeah. No,
sweet brown sugar. It says
Caramel.
pepper and dried oak. And then it says finish.
No, we're talking about this bottle. Now I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah. So
Are we getting thirsty, guys?
so it's just so we're clear.
We're all drinking.
It's not
Empty bottle.
it's not a finished whiskey. They're talking about what you can
Okay.
expect on the finish is a dry fruit. So there you go.
Oh, that is.
And we
Apricot
cleared that
orange front. I think it's different. I'm just smelling it. I'm not tasting it yet.
Fine.
Either apricot orange right on top of it. It's almost like when you do the orange zest and something.
Uh-huh.
A little apricot.
It is fruity. It is.
Well, it's very weak. It's very weak, but it does have it has the tonsil.
get a little rye.
That's the rye spice.
Yeah, give it a little tonsil
Cinnamon.
stickler.
Yeah. Not a hug, just a little spicy
I'm just wanting the tonsil tickler.
concentrate. Right. Yeah, so we have no age statement on this.
Oh, it's
Uh,
at least 3
I'm sure it's 4 years old. It is 80 proof as we discussed. And nice looking bottle. Last time I had this was a couple years ago. It had this sort of I don't know what they call it, it's like a bib on the front of it. It was like an actual piece of paper that came out from the bottle. Now they just replace that with a sticker. I think it gives it a cleaner look. It was kind of a gimmick before. But now it's a nice clean look. We'll show you the bottle if we haven't seen it. This is
What's the price point on this, Brian?
Just trying to look
it was free. I think it's about
free.
I think it's about 30.
$30 like that.
I think it's about 35. Yeah, if you can find it for 25, I mean that's actually a really good
Yeah,
bottle.
$35. It's still a good,
Yes.
and it's also a great mixer because you get mixed that into some good stuff.
It is. It's a great bottle to have around on your shelf. I mean, everybody should probably have one. It's that kind of bottle. It's a great everyday sipper. It's a nice mixer. $35 is not crazy. Obviously, a lot of the things in the same category are cheaper than 35. So it's kind of has to be the big bully on the block of the 80 proof bourbons to warrant that price. But I think it gets there. I mean, I think you'll be hard pressed to find another 80 proof whiskey that is good as
Yeah.
for what that's.
We've had a lot of bad 80 proof whiskey.
We have. Yeah, and
I'm not saying names.
there's a lot of bad 80 proof whiskeys out there for sure.
I like the taste and everything. It's just that weak finish though.
Yeah, weak, very weak. And
Got some nice notes, the fruit, I can taste that. And a little cinnamon, caramel.
Yeah,
It's just a weak finish.
like I said,
Yeah. The finish is a little disappointing.
it's a great bottle for friends that didn't drink bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the notes I'm getting on it. Chris mentioned already a little orange zest on the nose. Apricot, yeah, I could buy some of that. It is fruity.
I think all bourbon has apricot.
You hit the palate. I think the palate is very traditional. I get a lot of vanilla on it. It is oaky. You can taste that in there. It's sweet. It's sweet corn, and it has a little cinnamon fried finish. So it's not a whole lot to it. The biggest disappointment on it is the finish. The finish is just, it's kind of like a spritzy. All right, so I think we've all shared some thoughts, and we'll move on to some ratings. Again, with the understanding that this is the price point on this is 35. Who wants to start?
Go for it.
You go first, man. You
I
bought
always
it.
make a Ryan go.
All right, fine, I don't care.
You don't have to go first. You don't go first.
I'll go. I mean, I like everything about this, except the finish and the 80 proof. It's just too further mellow. But the price point's good, and I'm sure that a lot of people would enjoy this. Who I know who don't like bourbon, but if I gave them this, they'd be like, "Oh, this is good." So, but I mean, I'm gonna go like a 6.
Oh, you go high, I'm surprised.
I mean, for the price, the point, no, I mean, it's not undrinkable. I do enjoy the flavors. You said it would mix well and all the flavors of this are really nice.
I'll go next. I like this bottle. I've always liked it. I think that I don't buy it much anymore. It's honestly probably been 3 years since I had a sip of it. So the problem is I just kind of graduated from it and moved on. But it's a nice bottle again to have around, make your fruit-based cocktails with. I think that
My wife,
there's a lot to like about it, especially something. It's great to have something around that you can give your friends that don't drink, that don't think they like bourbon. So price point on it to me, it's okay. I mean, at 80 proof, it's probably one of the more expensive bourbons on the market, but it's still just $35 or less. The nose, the color is nothing special. Again, it's just sort of a very light caramel. It's fine. The nose on it is fruity. And a little sugary sweet too. I like it.
It's at 63% corn. You know, sugar.
It's kind of corny. But it's almost like candy corn. It's like caramelized.
We have a lot of friends that are corny, so.
Yeah, caramelized candy corn on the nose. It's sweet. It's nice. On the palate, the most prominent note I'm getting is vanilla. I said I do get a little oak in there. There's a little bit of fruit in the background, just sort of trying to punch its way through, but it's so mellowed out that it's muted. The flavors are muted. The fruit flavors are muted on it, but they're there very faintly in the background. And then it finishes with a crisp, short cinnamon note. I mean, it's nothing harsh about it at all. Brian said it was really spicy. I don't think it's spicy. It's crisp. It's clean. It's short. It's not what I'm looking for to finish, and I agree with Mark. It's the biggest drawback about it, but it's not bad.
I don't get that burned down my throat. Then you get it. Yeah, it's up front like that, tongue in my lip.
So I give this a score based on all those factors. I'm gonna go a little higher. I want to give it a 6.25. Because I think that it checks a lot of the boxes on what you're looking for in a bourbon, and, I would recommend this definitely to a novice, bourbon. All right?
Okay, yeah, you guys are going high on this, in my opinion, but okay, I'm gonna go a little low on this one. I'm gonna hit a 5.5.
All right, so, like I said, earlier, I thought it was a little on the spicy side, but, it does like burn my tongue and my lips here. Not so much on my throat, but, again, I get all the fruit flavors, and now that I've had a little bit more, I only had a little sip the first night, Monday night, and so, it's a little bit better than I made it out to be, I guess. I had a number just based on price, color, proof, and what we got here. And I was thinking of 5.5 like you, but after talking and stuff like that, it kind of bumped me up a notch. So I'm gonna go with a 6,
Okay.
solid 6.
Yeah,
Hey, I think that's a good score for
Yeah.
Basil Hayden. I think he'd be happy with that. Knowing again what it is. And of course, this is a Jim Beam product. And it's marketed off of the Basil Hayden name. But it is that same mash bill that he started with the high ride. So thank you, Basil Hayden, for introducing the high ride, because I love a high ride
Yes.
bourbon. I know you do too, Mark. And again, this bottle is not bad for the beginner, and not a bad one. Just get back to the basics. If you're looking for something light, you don't want to get too tipsy. You can go to this bottle and have no worries. So
Don't worry.
thanks, Brian, for
Yeah.
for bringing
I enjoyed it.
your free bottle. It's always nice as a gift.
There is.
For anyone who wants to give me a gift, bourbon. That's it. All I need.